Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things, visualizing, affirming, working hard, yet your deepest desires still seem out of reach? What if the missing piece isn't what you're doing, but who you truly are in this very moment? Tonight, we're going to unlock the most powerful secret to creating your reality, the direct link between your identity and everything you experience. Identity is the linchpin of reality. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is not a static label, but a vibrational stance. A felt identity continually affirmed by how you think, speak, and behave in this moment. You may say you desire wealth, love, or health. But the real question is not what you want. It is, who do you believe yourself to be now? For desire is only a signal pointing toward an expansion of identity. You do not want the thing. You want who you become in having it. And here lies the divine shortcut. If you become it now, the thing must follow. It cannot not. The error most make is trying to change their reality from the identity that created it. They say affirmations while still vibrating as the unworthy one. They visualize abundance while still identifying as someone struggling. They take action from a place of needing to prove, rather than a place of already being. But the law is simple: identity first. Form follows. The outer world does not respond to your words. It responds to your self-concept, your assumptions, your inner state of being. This is why change is often invisible at first. Because real shift happens within, and the outer must recalibrate. To walk as the embodied truth means you hold no more negotiations with the old self. You don't toggle between timeline. You no longer glance over your shoulder, wondering if it's working. You decide who you are, and you live it. Let us break this down. Identity is a collection of beliefs that you no longer question. They feel like fact. But every belief began as a choice, often unconscious, often conditioned, but a choice nonetheless. Now you are choosing consciously. Who are you? Answer without apology, without justification, without reference to your past. The past is a story. The present is free to rewrite. You are not bound by memory. You are sculpted by decision. So decide. Do not merely say, I am wealthy. Say, I am the one for whom wealth is natural. Let that identity saturate your mind, your cells, your breath. Do not merely affirm love. Walk as one who is already cherished, already seen, already chosen. This is not arrogance. It is authenticity. It is honoring your essence, not your evidence. And when the old identity resurfaces, as it will, do not fight it. Do not argue. Simply return to truth. Repetition is not for the universe. It is for you. Each time you re-identify, you reinforce the new path. And eventually, it becomes automatic. You no longer need to fake it. You no longer need to remember to act like your desired self. You simply are. You begin to notice something extraordinary. The world reflects this shift with precision. Not always instantly, but inevitably. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities align. But none of these cause your identity. They are the echo of it. Now comes the deeper practice. Integrity with your identity. This means saying yes and no from your new self. It means making choices that match the version of you who already has what you once sought. It means letting go of anything, habits, conversations, environments that belong to the old self. This may feel uncomfortable. The old self will whisper, "Are you sure? This is risky. This is unfamiliar." But risk is only the name fear gives to alignment. Remember, you are not here to stay comfortable. You are here to expand. And the most radical expansion is this: to claim the truth of who you are before the world confirms it. To anchor in identity regardless of outer circumstance. This is not blindness. This is brilliant. This is creative mastery. Let us now give this practice shape. Every morning, choose your identity, not based on evidence, but intention. Ask, who am I today? What version of me wakes up in this body? What do they believe? What do they no longer tolerate? What excites them, guides them, grounds them? Then, throughout your day, check in, not obsessively, but lovingly. When making decisions, ask, does this match my chosen self? Does this support who I am becoming? When you do this consistently, you create coherence. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions begin to harmonize. And coherence is the signature of power. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be present. You need to remember who you are more often than you forget. That is the power. Identity is not only personal, it is energetic. It shapes your field. It communicates to the unseen, this is who I am now. And life, like a faithful mirror, complied. So walk differently. Speak with authority. Make eye contact with your reflection and say, I remember you. I am you. And I am done pretending otherwise. When you speak from identity, the vibration lands. Not as performance, but as presence. People feel it. The world feels it. You feel it. There is nothing to earn, nothing to wait for. Only a self to return to. The one that has always existed beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limitation. Walk as that self. Not tomorrow. Now. Let your life be an echo of the truth you dare to live. Let your identity be not a reaction to the world, but a declaration to it. You are the embodied truth. You are the I am. We now come to a dimension of truth so profound it dissolves all waiting, all delay, all striving. The concept is simple, yet it eludes most. Now is the only moment you will ever have. It is in this eternal now that all change must occur, all transformation must unfold, all desires must be claimed. Let us expand on this truth. You cannot arrive at your new reality in the future. You cannot chase it around the corner of time. Why? Because the future is not a place. It is an illusion projected by a mind that still believes in separation from what it desires. When you live as though your manifestation is coming, you place it just out of reach, a carrot on a stick. The outer world, being a mirror, reflects that back to you as endless waiting. The more you say it's on the way, the more you are met with more wait. It is only when you collapse the illusion of time and step into being it now that reality bends. Time, as you know it, is not linear. It is psychological. It is perceptual. It is a construct that consciousness uses to navigate its own evolution. But manifestation is not an evolution. It is a selection. You are not moving toward your desire. You are moving into it right now by choosing it in consciousness. This is the power of the present. The now is not empty. It is charged. It holds within it every potential reality. In this now, you can align yourself with the version of reality where you are already free, already abundant, already fulfilled. And the moment you do, you have initiated the shift. Not because the outer has changed yet, but because you have. Let us make this practical. Think about something you desire. It may be money, love, health, purpose. Now ask, in the version of reality where I have this, how do I feel right now? Not what am I doing next year, not how people treat. Right now, this very breath, what is my inner posture? Is it ease? Is it joy? Is it confidence? Find it, feel it, then hold it, not for hours, not through strain, but gently, like one holds a sacred truth. That feeling is the signature of the state. And when you sustain it, the outer must reflect it. Too often, people make the mistake of using the now as a tool to get to a later. They say, I'll feel this now, I ask so that something happens. That very structure contains resistance. It is a conditional now, but true manifestation arises from an unconditional present. You feel it because it is who you are. You live it because it is what is true. And in that purity, the quantum field responds without friction. Now is not the waiting room. It is the throne. Sit upon it with the authority of one who knows. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are not begging life to give you something. You are remembering that all is already given. To live in perpetual arrival means every moment is the destination. There is nowhere to get to. There's only something to embody right now. When you drink water, do you plan how it will quench your thirst over time? No. You simply drink, and your body responds. So too, with desire, you embody it, and reality reorganizes itself around your being. The mind will say, "But I don't see it yet." And I say, so what? The eye sees only what the mind allows. Shift the lens. Let your new state become your baseline, not something you visit, but something you live in. This is why many manifestations arrive, not in a blaze of glory, but in a whisper, because you have become so saturated in the state that when the desire materializes, it feels normal. Familiar, inevitable. You are not here to be surprised by your blessings. You are here to recognize them as reflections of your inner assumption. And when you understand this, the now becomes your creative altar. Every moment is a brushstroke. Every breath is an affirmation. Every small choice either reinforces the old self or anchors the new one. Ask yourself often, who am I being in this moment? Not what am I doing, but who am I being? You will find that most of your suffering arises not from what is, but from what you think should be. The should is always anchored in the illusion of a better later. But if you were to drop the should, what remains is present, and presence is where the miracle hides. To live in perpetual arrival is to give up the game of getting there. There's no there. There is only more of here. When you make here full, complete, rich within a satisfaction, then all you thought you needed to pursue begins to pursue you. Now becomes your home, not a means to an end, but the end itself. And as you dwell in this home, the rooms begin to rearrange themselves. People appear, opportunities arrive, paths open, not because you hunted them down, but because they found you ready. Presence is the invitation. It is the field in which all things grow. It is not passive. It is powerful. It is not still because it does nothing, but because it is whole. Let us practice this. Each morning when you wake, do not reach for the future. Do not grasp for the outcome. Instead, drop into now and ask, how can I honor this moment as if everything I ever wanted is already here? What would change in my tone, my breath, my gaze, my choices? Then live it. Not performatively, not with effort, but naturally, because the truth is, once you release the belief that something is missing, you become magnetic. Wholeness is the highest frequency. You have spent enough time in the desert of waiting, enough time in the illusion of one day. Let now be the new land. Let now be the promised realm. And if the mind resists, let it. Smile at it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then return to presence. Again and again, until presence becomes your home frequency. Do not wait to be chosen. Choose yourself now. Do not wait for proof. Be the proof. Do not wait for change. Be the change. It sounds simple, but this is the highest art. The art of being. When you master now, you master creation. For now is where all realities begin and end. Live not in pursuit, but in possession. Now is the only moment. And in this moment, all things are already yours. Let us now walk through the threshold of embodiment and enter an even subtler domain, merging with the self who already lives your desire. Beyond assumption, beyond letting go, beyond even living from the end, lies this profound realization. You are not actually becoming that self. You already are. This is not metaphor. It is metaphysical fact. Within the infinite field of consciousness, every version of you already exists. The version who has the love, the wealth, the vitality, the freedom They are not somewhere in the future. They are here now, existing in a parallel frequency, waiting for you to tune in. Merging with that self is not a process of time, but of identity. Time is not the pathway. Alignment is. The moment you cease seeking and start being, you collapse all imagined distance. There is no later. There is only presence. There is only now. So what keeps most from this realization? It is not a lack of desire. It is not a lack of effort. It is the inability to disidentify from the old self. The self who has suffered. The self who has tried. The self who has learned to expect delay, disappointment, and struggle. That self clings to its identity as real as factual because it has evidence. But remember this, evidence is nothing more than sustained belief made visible. You are not the facts of your path. You are the awareness choosing what to observe. And that awareness, once focused deliberately, becomes the gateway to quantum merging. Ask yourself, how long will I argue for my limitations? How long will I seek to fix what only needs to be released? The old self does not need to be healed. It needs to be dissolved. This is not a call to abandon your humanity. It is a call to awaken to your divinity. You are not here to survive your past. You are here to embody your potential. And here is the heart of it. The self who already lives your desire is not better than you. They are not more worthy. They are not more spiritual. They are simply more jaw-aligned with the frequency of the thing they experience. So how do you merge with this version? You begin by quieting the noise. Not the external noise, the internal static of doubt, guilt, and unworthiness. These are not truths. They are echoes. Echoes of moments when you believed you were separate from your power. Next, you listen, not to your fears, but to the impulse of the higher self. This impulse is not loud. It does not demand. It suggests. It nudges. It whispers, what if you already were? What if you stopped pretending you are not? Begin your day not with a to-do list, but with a to-be list. Who am I being today? What version of me opens their eyes and meets this moment? Choose not from habit, but from vision. The version of you who has already received lives differently, not dramatically, often subtly. They do not over-explain. They do not over-apologize. They move with clarity. They ask, does this resonate with the world I now live in? When you find yourself tempted to react from the old self, pause. Not to resist, but to remember. Every pause is a portal, a moment to step out of reaction and into reinvention. Merging with your desired self means becoming a match not just in feeling, but in frequency. Frequency is maintained not only through thoughts, but through standard. The way you speak to yourself, the way you honor your time, the way you accept only what mirrors your new identity. Do not seek to manifest things. Seek to embody realities. The things are merely the shadow of the state. When the state is real, the form must follow. Let us speak plainly. Most delay their desire by negotiating with it. They say, I want this, but I'll believe it when I see it. That is not creation. That is reaction. You are not born to be a reactor. You are the image maker, the form giver, the selector of states. When you merge with your desired self, you begin to feel a calm inevitability. No more urgency. No more watching the clock. Why? Because you're not shy waiting. Waiting implies separation. You're living it. You're being it. This is not about being delusional. This is about being devoted. Devoted to the truth that the external world is always the echo, never the source. Here is a practical tool. Every evening, write a letter from your future self to your current self. Let that letter be filled with gratitude, wisdom, and knowing. Let it speak in past tense. Thank you for becoming me. Thank you for holding the vision when nothing yet confirmed it. Thank you for trusting. Look how it all unfolded. These letters are not wishes. They are declarations. They activate the timeline within you that already knows. And when the world tempts you to collapse back into the old frequency, remember this, it is only a test. Not a punishment, not a sign of failure, just a checkpoint. Will you continue to honor the old evidence, or will you remain loyal to your new identity? Real change is not in what you achieve, it is in what you accept. And you must accept yourself as already having. This is not theory, it is practice, moment by moment, breath by breath, choice by choice. You are the mirror and the reflection. You are the author and the script. You are the one who has been waiting to wake up to the realization. There is no becoming. There is only choosing. So choose now, and walk as one who no longer waits. The version of you who has it all is not in the future. It is the one you agree to be now. Merge, embody, become. It is already done. Let us now walk further into the sacred ground of consciousness, into the innermost chamber of manifestation. We have spoken of letting go. We have spoken of assumption. But what does it mean to arrive as the version of yourself who already has it all? What does it truly look like to move through life as if your desire is not coming, but has already arrived? Understand this. The truest creative act is embodiment. It is not enough to think of your desire, or even to visualize it. You must become the version of yourself who already lives within the answered prayer. Not merely in imagination before sleep, not just in moments of meditation, but in the waking, walking rhythm of your daily life. Let us be clear. This is not play act. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. For in the realm of consciousness, you are never separate from your desire. You are one with it. The only barrier is your identification with the version of you who lacks it. So we ask, who are you when you have what you want? How do you breathe? How do you walk into a room? What are your priorities? Your posture? Your tone of voice? When you become that version, not just in your thoughts but in your being, reality must conform. It cannot resist the magnetic field of embodiment. This is where the art deepens. The artist does not merely sketch the idea, they live with it. They become obsessed with it. They shape their entire state around the creation until it emerges, inevitable and complete. So too must you saturate yourself with the consciousness of the fulfilled desire. What keeps most from this level of manifestation is that they continue to identify with their current reality. They look to their bank account and say, I am broke. They feel loneliness and say, I am alone. But this is not truth. It is reflection. It is past perception made visible. When you claim a new identity, you must not seek validation from the outer world. That is not its function. The outer world is a mirror, not a master. And just as a mirror does not smile until you smile, so too will the world not change until your state changes. Embodying the version who has it all means dropping the dialogue of delay. No more when it happens, or if it comes. Instead, we live in the now of fulfillment. We say, I am, not I will be. We act as one who knows, not one who hopes. And here we must pause and clear a misconception. This is not delusion, it is decision. Delusion denies reality. Decision reshapes it. You are not pretending. You are choosing to live from the state that creates. So how do we embody? First, we anchor the feeling. The feeling is the key. Ask yourself, if I truly had this now, how would I feel? Not what you would be doing or what others would say, but what the internal experience would be. Peace, joy, confidence, security. This is your signal. This is the frequency. Second, you align your thoughts, not in forced repetition, but in inner conversation. When the world is silent, what do you say to yourself? Do you question your worth, or do you affirm your reality? Speak from the end, and your thoughts will become congruent with the self who has. Third, you take action that matches the identity. This action does not need to be grand. Often, it is subtle. It is dressing in a way that reflects your abundance. It is treating yourself with love and respect. It is spending time only on that which aligns with your desired state. It is saying no to what does not belong in the world you now inhabit. Let us remember, everything that exists in your life now is a match to who you have believed yourself to be. If you want something different, become someone different. Not in the eyes of others, but in your own inner knowing. Many will ask, but if I act as if I have it now, won't I be disappointed if it doesn't come? To that I say, if you are still attached to outcomes, you are not yet dwelling in the state. The state is its own reward. The joy, peace, and fullness you feel are not a means to the desire. They are the manifestation beginning to bloom. The paradox is this: the moment you truly no longer need it to come, because you are living in the felt experience of already having, is the moment it comes. Not because you chased it, but because you matched it. This is why embodiment is not effort, it is expression. You are expressing a truth already held in the unseen, and the seen must follow. Do not fear appearing foolish. The world calls many things madness before it calls them genius. What matters is not their opinion, but your conviction. Reality yields to conviction. Reality bends before embodiment. Let me offer you this simple but powerful practice. Each morning, ask yourself, who am I today, now that my desire is fulfilled? Let the answer inform your choices. Let it shape your mood, your tone, your direction. Recalibrate as often as needed. When fear or doubt arises, do not argue with them. Gently return to your center. Return to the self who knows. Create rituals of embodiment. Perhaps a walk where you speak as your fulfilled self. Perhaps a journal entry written from the version who has received. Perhaps a decision made boldly because the version who has what you want would act that way. And most of all, remain loyal to your vision. Not rigid, but faithful. Let it evolve, but do not abandon. You are not chasing shadows. You are stepping into truth. The world around you may not catch up right away. That is not your concern. Time is not your master. Faith is your guide. As you continue to dwell in the state, the outer must respond. It has no choice. It is law. So I say again, embody it. Not later, now. Live as the one who already is. And let the world shape itself to your certainty. For what you are, you attract. What you embody, you become. And what you